I didn't know Mills Lane.
Welcome to another episode of The Bastard Sermon. I'm one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Luke Young.
Lloyd Johnson.
And that voice that you heard before anybody else is motherfucking Tiff Coleman. What's up, baby boy? Give it up!
What's up, fellas?
So happy to have Tiff back. If you
Yeah.
guys are a long-time listener, Tiff's been listening since the beginning, contributing to our fucking group since the beginning. He's hilarious. He's been on the show before. He's been on the Patreon before. I'm fucking so happy to have you back, man.
Yeah, dude. To be honest, I was excited because like last week was a fun ass episode, but we've had some nice heaters these last couple of weeks, and I'm ready to just like hear some nonsense and bullshit.
Yeah, we've been talking crazy shit this whole time.
Always a good supplier of nonsense and bullshit.
That's a fact, man.
That should be like on a resume. You should be able to add. There should be a spot for that, like on a resume. Because like if I was running a company, I would want to know, like, if I say something absolutely nonsensical,
Yeah.
are you in?
It's like having those dudes that are just like really good in the locker room or in the dugout on the team.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I do sports. I know what you mean. That's something that's relatable to me. Yes.
Hey,
Yeah, it's like that.
on the Sailor Jerry's kick, man. I was telling you earlier, when I was younger, my brother used to love Sailor Jerry's, and I went over to his house one time, and he was just like, it was me and a couple other people that went over, and he put fucking Xanax bars in the bottle of Sailor Jerry.
What?
Yeah, didn't tell anybody
How
about
many?
it.
How many
I think it
Xanax
was
bars?
like 3, not like a ton.
You just said not a ton. One Xanax bar will make me fucking pass out for like 3 days straight. Like that. One Xanax bar is fucking insanity. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that is a fuckload of fucking Xanax to put into a drink.
Get better at drugs.
I guess.
I've never done a Xanax bar, but I bet I could out senior you in that department.
I don't think you could.
See, funny you mentioned that.
Let's find out.
Benzodiazepam is a fucking crazy drug. You'll just forget shit. You'll
No,
do crazy shit.
I used to have to take like 2 of them to go to sleep for a long time.
We get it. You're Superman. I'm not.
Once you build a tolerance,
He's
it's one
sad,
thing, but-
man. That's not a thing he's bragging about. He's upset about it.
All right, grown up little peep. I get it. You could really go hard in the fucking Xanax pain. Whatever, dog.
Hey,
All right,
fuck, that
let's
was
see
good.
which one of us ends up with a face tattoo first.
It's for sure me. I love face tattoos. I'm getting one. I'm getting
you
one.
really?
He's gonna
Yeah,
get-
once I get more tattoos, yeah, I'm
He's
getting
gonna
a
get
face
flat bill
tattoo.
tattooed right across his
Yeah. I'll keep going, though. I'm sorry. We interrupted
It's
your
all
story.
good. Yeah, so he put like 3. He was handing out shots to all the people that were over. I came over with a couple of my friends and shit. And he gave it to one of my homies, and he drank like 4 or 5 shots, and then he was just fucked up. And he fell.
I bet.
He fell like just with no control, like straight over onto a space heater.
Oh, guys. Fuck.
That's me.
It's going to be...
I've had that story.
It's going to have to be audio only. No, it's not.
no.
We got to fucking... Hold on. We're going to pause it. All right, we're back. Sorry, I ran out of fucking space on the thing. You were telling the story about your brother putting a bunch of Xanax bars inside of a bottle of Sailor Jerry. Keep going.
Yeah, so he gave him to my friend Marshall. Took like 3 or 4 shots, and he's this gay dude. He fell on a heater and just laid there for a second because he didn't realize it was on. Burned himself real bad. He got up, and then he walked in the bathroom to like look at it and shit. Right? He fell in the bathtub, and my other buddy tried to help him up out of the bathtub, who had also been drinking that shit. Grabbed him by the hand, tried to pull him up. Then he fell in the bathtub with him, and then being drunk as fuck, he got all mad, like, "Get off me, man! I'm not gay, man! What the fuck?" He's like, bro.
What the fuck?
I love that he made it a gay thing when he was just trying to help him.
Get off me, man! Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah.
And I also enjoy that your brother is such a psychopath that he was like, as a fun party gag, I'm gonna roofie everybody with Xanax, like one of the wildest drugs you could take. Like,
I don't know, just like if that was someone in my friend group, I'd be like, oh, that was a nice.
No one was mad. Like,
Nah.
nobody got upset. You know, the worst thing that happened was somebody went to Waffle House and they ate angry waffles. Like, they were like cutting it like.
Yeah, they're sleepy and eating waffles aggressively.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I would like a heads up on my doses.
for sure.
Yeah.
sure.
Well, we were like 17.
I need it. Yeah, I feel that.
Kids.
Weird shit happens. Yeah.
I got to plan ahead, bro.
Yeah,
I
can't-
got to
For
figure
what?
out my next day.
For what?
For recovery. I don't mess like I talk about doing acid all the time on this show. I plan that shit out. I have like a day.
Why are you yelling?
Like,
Yeah, he were
because I'm
like,
excited.
you're like Hitler in the fucking the 30s.
These motherfuckers, they put you in a conversation in a mood. They're like, why are you feeling things? Why? Like, let's just ruin this conversation. Why are you having emotions and excitement about this conversation we're having?
Some of us don't
Fuck
feel
both
things.
of you to death. I hope you both die. Well, anyways, I fucking
will.
plan my acid trips. Like, my next day goes to recovery. I have a nice big breakfast. I have like, it's a trip. Okay.
Oh, I guess I just do things like
Vacation.
an adult. My bad.
When was the last time you did acid? Do you still trip?
No.
Fuck you don't. Wink. Because all of my friends fucking don't.
I
They
don't do it.
trip. You what?
I do not do it.
Exactly. All the sorry. They did it all when they were like 15.
I
And
will
they-
say it this way. Back in the day when I used to.
right. Way
I guess
back
the air
when.
Quotes are probably bad.
Yeah, there's video now.
Hey, come on, dog. You don't have to be like with a big air quotes and shit like that. Like when I used to.
No, I mean, I used to do eye drops of liquid mescaline before going to school in high school.
What?
Yeah.
Why would
I
you do
made some
that?
weird choice. I don't know.
Hey,
How
I've
did that
wanted
turn
to.
out for
Someone
you?
Someone
gave it to me.
Mescaline.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea when you're 16.
I've wanted
Someone
to do
gave it to me, and
Yeah, next thing you know, you're licking the teacher's face because you think it's the Willy Wonka wallpaper that tastes like fucking. It's like, oh, this one tastes like raspberries, while she's just crying, waiting for the fucking for the school security to show up.
my friend Sam did hide from the PA speaker in the lunchroom.
He hid from the, got scared and
Yeah, it started
That's
it started
hilarious.
making noise, and he was like, "Dude, it's like, why does the thing have lips?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "It's talking." Like, I'm like, "Yeah, it's a PA system, man. That's how they make announcements." He's like, "Yeah, but its mouth is moving." And I was like, "It doesn't have a mouth." Straight up under the table. It took us like 30 minutes to get him out from under there.
oh
God
my
damn.
god.
How do you get him out of there without alerting anyone?
Oh, I don't know that I cared that much about whether or not we were alerting anybody.
So like adults did find out that this kid was.
I mean, they probably had suspicions, but
Oh, I
also
feel
like,
Well, I don't know. If I saw somebody hiding under a table, my first thought would not be maybe this 15-year-old is tripping on mescaline. But
see,
I don't know.
That's
You
why.
know what? You catch that vibe when you come up. Like, are there strangers around this boy? Are they all friends with panic while looking at you? Like, get up.
Did we? Did I tell you the festival rules for
And by that,
tripping?
No. What are the,
Sorry, now that my mom's a Patreon subscriber, I made that whole story up just for comedic value.
oh, now your mom's a
Yeah,
Patreon
Mama
subscriber,
Johnson.
and I got to lie on the fucking podcast. Whatever, nerd. Anyways, the festival rules.
Yeah. So this kid once told me it was the wisest shit I ever heard while I was tripping. Man, they said there's 3 rules, and it's fire is hot, cars are real, and gravity hurts. And if you remember those 3 things, you'll generally be okay.
Those are fucking solid rules
I
for
think
real.
that
Like it
might
sounds
actually
like
be
common
a Lemmy
sense.
from Motorhead quote.
Yeah.
Is that?
I think so.
It might be. Yeah, I don't know.
I think Lemmy said that.
This is just, Wook wisdom that who's walking around. I don't fucking know.
Those are solid rules because you don't always remember shit like that when you're really fucking like just breaking off into another dimension. Like everything just seems so weird in that moment. Like I've never like completely disconnected from reality. Like I did DMT once and I felt like I was about to blast off and it was too scary because I'm a bitch. So I was like, nah. I put the light bulb down. I was like, nope.
I
No, thank you.
disassociated for sure.
You have? Tell that one. Yeah.
I spent a long while in the bathroom just looking at myself, but I wasn't looking at myself. I was like observing the other person.
He thought it was
And
Carrot
I
Top.
was just tripping the fuck out. Yeah.
How was it? Did you have, oh, my uncle told me a crazy fucking I wish Chris was still alive because he had the fucking wildest stories about like taking liquid LSD all the time and all of them sound so unbelievable, but I knew the people that he was
I've done
with,
that
and
on
they
the
would,
sugar cube.
they would corroborate. Well, he said his friends would have that, but like everybody was broke that they were hanging out with, and he was best friends with the dude that had the acid in like a little vial or whatever with the dropper.
Yeah.
And everybody's broke, so his funny thing to get back at people was like, hey, you can have one for free if you take it in your eye. You'll get high because it'll break the blood-brain barrier through your eye. It'll also hurt like a bitch. It's
This
not.
is all true.
Yeah, it was like lysergic acid is it is like on
acid.
some level acid, like
Yeah.
a very low dosage of it, sure, and it's very diluted with water, but it's gonna burn like fuck, and that's gonna be the start to your trip. And he would tell him ahead of time, and he watched a bunch of people do that, and then he was like, Chris, you want one? Because he knew Chris was broke at the time. And Chris was like, come on, bro. You know I'm not going to fucking, like, I don't need it that bad. And he's like, all right, just open up your mouth. And he filled up the vial, or he filled up the dropper, and he was like, you ain't about to give me all that. And he's like, nah. And he, like, he leaned his head back, and then he went to go drop, like, one drop, and the whole dropper emptied into his mouth. And then Chris just held it in his mouth, and he was like, was that for real acid? Like, all acid? He's like, uh-huh. And he ran to the sink and spit it out and just started
Too
brushing
late.
his teeth. He was
Yeah,
like,
too late.
he was like 2 minutes into brushing my teeth. He was like, it's the fastest that I've ever broke through ever. He was like, usually you wait like 40 minutes to an hour. I swear to God. He was like, I'm not kidding, Cody. 2 minutes in, and just shit just started like breathing and getting fucked up. And he was like, I was done. And he was like, all right, we're just gonna sit in the dark. And we had a great ass time. And they always said, don't look in the mirror. And he was like, he was like, it was literally out of a fucking PSA for don't do drugs. I walked into my buddy's bathroom and I was like, fuck it, dude. clicked on the light, and I just looked at myself, and I smiled at myself, and then like I stopped smiling, and then the reflection kept smiling. Then it winked, and my face melted, and it was just a skeleton. And he was like, I'm not exaggerating. It was a skeleton just staring at me. And he was like, I clicked the light off. I sat in the bathroom and just sat there for 10 straight hours, like rocking back and forth, waiting for it to be over.
And people are scared of that.
So here,
Yeah, like see, that's where I don't get it, because to me it's like you don't want to see that sort of unreal reality happening in front of your eyes. Like I venture forth into that darkness. Anything people tell you don't do on acid, I love doing it.
Chris wasn't scared of that because we would tell him about 2.5i when that first started coming out, when Adam was still alive, when Adam was selling it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I'll try it out. He
Rest
was
in
like,
peace, Adam.
and then he would fucking, he started, it was when they had it in powder form when you could snort it, and they did it, and they just, I took it and I felt like I had schizophrenia. I tried to talk him out of it, and him and his girl did it, and they were like, his girl like fucking blew her nose, and she was like, it all just turned into fire and fucking floated away, and I was like, what? And then Chris was just like laying on the ground just laughing his balls off.
so here's a
I
good
left and checked on him later, and he was like, or the next day, and he was like, I'm still kind of weird, but yeah, that was great. Can I get more of that? I was like, you want fucking more of that horrific research chemical? He was like, that's some of the best shit I've ever done. And I was like, you're a goddamn crazy person. Like, he was a fucking maniac.
sold.
I wish Chris was still alive, because I just to have a conversation with him on the podcast, motherfucker had crazy stories left and right all the time.
So here's
not
just a
that-
good piece of advice for anyone who does it. The guy who I made up in that last story that gave me the made up drugs that I made up consumed. He told me always keep a quarter in your pocket. And I was like, what? He's like, because you can grab that quarter and realize this is money. This is a real thing. I use it every day. I spend it on buying.
Oh, he gave you
things.
some like inception tips.
But he was like, always have just a quarter in your pocket, in your right pocket or your left pocket if you're left-handed. He's like, then you can reach in that pocket and you can grab it and go, this is a quarter. This is money. You spend it to purchase things. I can use this to buy a Reese cup, blah, 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 and just walk yourself back to a real place.
Were you born in the 40s? You could buy a whole ass Reese cup for 25 cents? What the fuck? They've
I
been
just
$1
used a random
forever.
goddamn example. I love that that's what you took from the story.
Such a dick.
I just like being a dick. Keep
And
going.
actually,
Ward.
yeah, I think now even like the little pumpkin ones at the fucking, they're probably a quarter,
$1.35.
They give them shits away for free on Halloween, whatever. Anyway, it's not that people are afraid of that experience, bro. It's that like in the midst of that, sometimes you feel like you might never fucking come back. I one time spent a half hour trying to plug in my fucking cell phone charger.
Oh,
I
dog.
thought I was never going to be the same again. Same, like that's what people are afraid of. It's not like seeing cool shit and stuff like that. It's like, oh fuck, I might really never return. Like, and that's why.
See, I've
that
never had
bad?
that fear, and I think having that kind of fear present in your mind, if at all, while doing it, helps invite that in.
Well, I don't know. It only takes once, and then you think about it constantly while you
Also,
do it.
though,
That's why.
is that bad? Like, I think I've always had like some small desire in my brain to like
Forever trip?
be crazy as shit because it seems like those people
No.
are way happier.
No, I've unfortunately known a few people that have like had a long trip.
HPHD.
And, yeah, and now they're inside their house
Hyper
for
persistent.
most of their lives, and they had to take
Hallucinations?
yes.
Chuck used to have that.
My good buddy Carl Beckstead, man.
He was just like, sometimes we'll just sit there and think like, I'll just sit there like 3 hours on my back porch, and my head is turned into just my brain and my brainstem, and it's just like, oh no, like I'm just here, and it's just this, and he's like, and there's no body left, and I just sit there, and I can't even see my body. I just look down and see a nervous system, and I have to just sit there and fucking deal with that, like completely sober. So he was just turned into a wild alcoholic because of it. He's dead now because he couldn't deal with the reality of that and his girlfriend killing himself from heroin. All these people I know that had these issues, they all fucking died.
I think there's some other pieces of that story that might have had an effect.
Maybe some underlying issues. I don't fucking know.
It's like, no, this is one particular thing. I mean, here's a whole bunch of other wildly horrific, traumatizing shit that happened too. But
He was
this
depressed.
for sure. That thing.
He was depressed, had AIDS, like what?
Oh, he did have he had Hep C, and he was dying from Hep C. But after Sarah died from a heroin overdose, he was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do heroin until I die." But
Turn up.
Yeah, I mean, his problem was
It was that he took too much acid. Yeah,
Well, that
that's
was
what it
part
was.
of
That's
it.
what did him in.
well, that's what drove him into fucking going
Well, I'm just saying,
into.
you saw. I gave you just a glimpse into how my brain works. My brain is always working to entertain me.
Yeah,
Like Luke wasn't here for this conversation earlier, but like I saw a stupid meme on my phone when I was taking a shit, and it's a guy with a tattoo of Jesus on his arm, and that like the hand comes all the way up, and it's got the little, and it's like, this is a great tattoo until you think that Jesus is gonna be jerking you off for the rest of your life. And I'm like, all right, you know what, cool, solid meme, whatever.
What a guy.
My brain immediately jumped to, if that hole is in the middle of Jesus' hand, how great would he be to have as a pool partner? When you're playing pool, because like, you know, instead of grabbing that bridge thing, he just like, he put his hand up there like, I got you, dog.
Sick.
And you're right in the middle. And then I'm like, but also how sick of him pulling that like trick shot bullshit would you get? Like
Going
right
through
away.
the middle of his hand with the little hole.
Not even just that. He's pulling miracles, dog. He's just like looking over here and just slamming the rod and
Also
just hitting every ball in.
He's a carpenter, so like,
shoddy work.
I could have made this pool table better.
It's one of those
Hey,
guys.
Jesus, fuck
Me
all
and my
that.
dad used to make all these bad boys.
Like, bro, this
back
thing
then.
ain't even level.
Hey, dude, fuck all that fucking water into wine shit, Jesus. How about pull chalk into cocaine? You think you can pull that off?
Oh, well, have you ever heard of the book Lamb?
No.
Dude, Lamb was dope. My brother got me.
Is it based on that movie that's coming out?
No.
All right,
So
keep going.
my brother got me this book, Lamb. It was when I had first started like questioning my religion after I had left, or it was like 7th or 8th grade. Lamb is about the untold apostle Biff, which is short for Bartholomew, and he's Jesus's best friend that he grew up with. So like if you know the Catholic or Christian Bible, it's Jesus was born and then he was 36.
No, he was 12 and then he was 33.
There's other.
And so
That shit cover to cover.
and so
No, there's pieces they left out that the
Right.
supposedly that the
Dead
Catholic
Sea
Church.
Scrolls and stuff like that.
Not even the Dead Sea Scrolls. There's like books of the Bible that they literally omitted because it's like Jesus learning his powers in the original scriptures and like killing people on accident, like doing vengeful. And they were like,
I'm in.
Hey, like this like makes sense. Like he would fuck up and like do wrong things, but I think it's fucking our message up. So they just omitted all those books. This is what I heard, and I don't know.
I thought it was
how true-
rewritten because that king wanted to like divorce.
No, so the laws on marriage were rewritten because of that, or divorce had become a thing, so that an acceptable thing, so that
That's
dude
the
could
Church
fuck
of
more
England.
bitches.
So there's a
different thing.
long period of Jesus's life that's just not in the Bible,
Yeah.
and this book is supposed to tell it. And it's like Jesus is he knows from a young age he's the son of God. He's like, well, if I'm going to judge people for sin eventually, I got to know what sin is, but I can't commit sin. So like, do you want to like do this shit for me? So like he has his best friend do all this horrific shit for him. So he's like, so how does that make you feel? I'm like,
Have you ever seen the
like
last?
he's sitting in like the corner of the room, like cuck style, watching Biff like fuck prostitutes. And he's like, so what? Like, do you get why people do this and spend their lives fucking all day? Like it's and they go meet like the 3 wise men. One's like a hedonist, like he's just got bitches and like dudes all over the place. Fucking like one's a kung fu martial artist. Like it's and one's got like a demon in the other room. He's like, you don't check that out. And that demon's got like a whole other book like
This
from the
sounds
author.
live.
It's badass, dude.
So you're telling
it's
me-
so badass. Jesus learns kung fu. He learns how to multiply things with magic and shit. Like,
Why wasn't
it's a
that
dope
the
book?
I would
But-
still
but-
be a Christian if that was in the Bible
and you
right now. I'd
find
be
out
like, that's awesome.
like at the
Bruce
end it
Lee,
starts to
Jesus.
get serious, like around Jesus' death, and it's like Biff finds out Judas betrayed him, so he kills Judas, and he's like, that's the one sin he didn't ask me to do, so he kills himself.
Biff,
He-
like, Back
he
from the
hangs
Future?
himself.
That Biff.
So he's called Biff because that's the noise it would make off his head whenever his dad smacked him, and it was
okay.
short for Bartholomew.
Okay. Have you ever seen The Last Temptation of Christ, the Martin Scorsese
No.
movie? You got to fuck that. Willem Dafoe plays Jesus, and it's like the
I'm already in.
yo.
I'm already in.
Martin Scorsese makes a version of fucking Jesus' life, which is it's not this, like it's close to the crucifixion and all that shit, but it's a wild fucking. I don't even know how to describe it. It's been a while since I watched it. I just remember watching it, being like, this movie fucks. Like I've never fuck watching The Last Temptation of Christ. This is or not The Last Temptation of Christ. The what's the beat the shit out of Jesus Mel Gibson movie?
Fucking Passion of the Christ.
Yeah,
Christ.
fuck watching that. Like, yeah, watch that horror film.
That
watch
movie
that
was
snuff
funny,
film
dog.
for 2
Jesus
hours.
falling in slow motion for 2 hours.
Yeah, dude, like just them speaking Hebrew and beating the shit out of Jesus. Like, all right, yeah, I already came 3 times. Calm down. I'm 20 minutes deep. How much more? My dick's soft and it's getting chapped on the sides. But this one is like a real weird artistic interpretation of how everything's going.
Dude, I'm
Luke,
sold.
what you described in that book, Lamb. So you're telling me that the Bible did the same thing that they did for Rey's story in Star Wars, and Jesus was just all powerful and shit, and they didn't explain how the fuck he got any of his powers?
Yeah, he's just like born. He's like, yeah, I'm the son of God, and I can do all this dope
Same
shit.
shit, yeah.
Well, actually, he learns how to multiply things and stuff from the Three Wise Men, and Kung Fu,
right,
and how to walk on water.
Really, Kung Fu? Is it seriously?
Dead ass learns how to fight.
No, but that's not Kung Fu, dog. Come on.
So one of the other things. So God knocks up Mary when she's 14. And supposed to marry Joseph.
Okay.
Then this baby that.
I'm sorry, Lloyd. This is gonna get me in trouble, also. But Kike Fu. I had to. It's too good. Keep going.
It's called Krav Maga. God damn it.
God damn it! God damn it!
I'm sorry, Jews listening. I love you.
Just from Joseph's perspective. Then she has the kid, and 3 dudes show up with presents.
Dog.
Red flag.
Yeah, dog.
Sounds like one of the parties you were talking
Nobody
about.
has any questions. Like,
Sounds like one of the parties you were talking about.
Like, what kind of life were you living before you met Mary?
Like,
You're fucking deities.
I think
and
Mary just knew how to
orgies?
fucking party.
That's a fact.
100%.
And then just lied her way out of something, and it's caused 2,000 years of strife since.
you were talking about people putting acid in their eyes and shit.
Yeah.
You can put it in your ass too. I witnessed
I
this
put
at
it
a
in my
festival.
ass. I have a
Look,
story.
Look with her a fucking.
Yeah, I've
'cause
told it on the podcast a million times, but yeah,
I
keep
feel
going.
like I feel like I might have heard something. Yeah. Anyway, this dude, I might have told you last time, but I was at Counterpoint down in Atlanta. It's a festival, and somebody told these 2 kids that you could do that, and they were like, "No, huh?" They were like, "Yeah." He's like, "Dude."
It sucks, by the way. Don't do it.
He was like, he goes, "Yeah, come to the tent, dude. I'll help you." And he's like, "All right." Yeah, and they go in, and we're standing outside the tent. It's me, my friend Sade, and my friend Quincy. And all I heard was, "Stop clinching, bro. Stop clinching." I was like, well, they really fucking did that. They really did that shit.
Mine was just like the first time I did acid. It was the second time I ever did acid. Put it in my butt. I'll make it brief because I've told it a million times and whatever. It's a good story, but I'm tired of telling it. I did it. Sean had a nervous breakdown the first night that we did it. I took 3 hits. It was fucking great for me. He hated it. I had to wrestle him to the ground and keep him from calling the cops on us. He got out of that like weird headspace, and I had fun. And it was a good night for me, a terrible night for him. We woke up the next day, and it was like, well, because we had bought a 10 strip, and part of it was supposed to be for our friend Dan Parker, and we just fucked him over and like ate it all instead. He knows about it. I told him about it. But so because Luke just looked at, he knows.
Hey,
the guy.
I miss Dan Parker. We need to get him on the show.
He threw him for the majority of it. We basically bought a hit each, and Dan threw us the other 80 for the 10 strip, and we just ate it all. We did 3 hits each, so that's 6 gone. So we've got 4 hits left the next day, right? And it was like, Sean was like, well, I don't know if you know this about acid, but when you take acid, you build up a tolerance almost immediately. Like, it's not addictive, but like your body won't process it. So if we just eat this, it's not going to work. But he was like, do you know how like if you put alcohol in your butthole and like you could die of alcohol poisoning from 1 beer because alcohol like apparently bypasses the liver and goes right to your bloodstream. Yeah. And he was like, the same thing happens with acid. And I don't know if he looked this up on Earwit or fucking did any type of research to figure this out.
This
But I
nigga
was
was
like,
lying, bro.
I was like, dog, I'm not putting acid in my butt. And he was like, well, I'm doing it. And do you want to get high today? And I was like, fuck, I guess I'm putting acid. And I was like, I got to see you do it, though. And he crammed it in there. And I was like, dog, it ain't even in there. He spread the cheeks. And I saw it sitting on his little brown starfish. And I was
Made
like,
a
all
wink
right,
at you.
fine. So I put it in there. And then I had proceeded to have the worst body high of all time. It was just like, you know, when you take bad drugs, when you take fake acid and like you get that like clenched teeth, like muscles are fucked, like tingly feeling. That's what I had.
That was my first time.
Yeah, that's well. I think it was all bad acid, but eating it was somehow better. I just reacted positively the first day. The next day, my body was like, "All right, you had fun. Oh, it's in my asshole now. Cool. Well, fuck you. Now you get the full effects of the bad acid." And that
was also his first 2 dates.
Sean didn't really trip that hard, but I was sitting there like, dude, I'm not tripping, but this sucks dick for like. And it was only 4.5 hours. The first trip was like maybe 10 or 12, and then this one was like 4.5. But I'm just sitting there laying on a dirty pile of Sean's laundry because he used to live like a fucking savage. Just in he would have just one room in his fucking mom's apartment, and it was just stacked to the top with dirty clothes that he would never clean. Like, he went by scummy because he lived like a fucking scumfuck. Like, just
not by choice.
Dirty shit. No, by choice. He didn't give a fuck. Like, he just laid on nasty shit all the time. And like, I'm sitting there laying on nasty shit, like hating my life with acid melting into my butthole. And then he was like, you know what would make you feel better? If I pierced your ear. And I was like, fuck it, dude. It's funny. Let's do it. So I'm 16. Like, he gives me my only ear piercing. You now.
Who's it funny for?
You guys now. And
No.
I recognized that it would be a good story later, so I did it. He pierced my ear. He put a dangly upside down cross earring, like we're in a fucking like in a shitty fucking 80s punk rock movie. And
Like Slayer's your favorite.
A male version of The Craft.
Exactly. And then I looked at him and I was like, how much do I have to take care of this? And he was like, wash it every day in the shower. And I was like, shower every day. And then I took it out. And that was my only piercing ever, and also putting acid in my butt.
You ever seen somebody butt chug some shit?
No, have you? I know you
fuck
have.
yeah,
Let's
dude,
hear
yeah.
it. Let's go.
Dude.
I watched somebody go to
like-
the hospital.
Really? From butt chugging?
Yeah, they
What
poured
did they-
straight vodka in their
You'll
own
die.
asshole.
You'll die. That's
that'll
what
and
do
then
it.
everyone went, "You fucking did what?"
Yeah, that's a good way to
How
die.
much?
Like probably a quarter bottle of.
Jesus Christ. So like 6 or 7 shots?
Yeah, like someone was
No.
like jokingly gonna do it with a beer, and this kid Daryl, who is no longer with us,
Rip.
not from this incident, but from
Another
overdosing
butt
on-
chugging
No,
with
he-
heroin
he
incident.
Overdosed on ecstasy and fucking dehydrated and passed out and died behind a dumpster.
That sucks.
Rip.
Needed a liquid IV
You
sponsor.
died on that good drug?
weird,
Oh.
weird choices all the way around. But no, someone jokingly was like gonna do it with a beer, and he was like, "I'll do that shit for real," and he was real fucked up. So he stuck the beer bong in his butt and just started dumping vodka in there, and everybody's like, bro, hold on, stop it!" Like someone literally pulled it out of his hand, like uncorked him, uncorked him. It sprayed onto like the wall of the balcony. And they ended up
Spraying ass milk everywhere.
Dude.
so they ran him to the hospital, and then my buddy that took him
Ass
down there,
milk
he was like,
He's pussy water.
"That's a new fragrance from Calvin Klein."
Yeah, Eau de Bussy water.
Bussy water.
The toilet de Bussy.
Lil Nas X's signature fucking scent. So yeah, you
Tell
can't,
your
you
butt
can't
chug.
fucking, you can't be butt chugging, bro. It's serious, kids.
What's your butt chug story?
My buddy Mank, wild dude. He's in prison for a while, but non-related.
It's an anagram. If you spell it differently, it's fucking. It's Tiff.
I promise, you're a little hippie kid. Anyway,
How much better to let us know you can't spell?
Yeah, I know Mac and Tiff. I was like, if there's more letters, maybe it'd be convincing.
he
There's no way to rearrange that in the Tiff. Keep
he
going.
ended up butt chugging. I think it was 2 shots of Kraken and a Corona.
Yeah.
And the only complaints he had about it was that the lip of the funnel was too wide.
Did he get drunk from it
Yeah,
though?
fuck yeah, he did, dude.
Oh,
He was
I
a little
bet.
guy too. He just like laid knee to chest on his back. And my other friend sat on the couch and just fucking stuck the end in his ass and fucking poured the 2 shots in it with a cup of Corona, and then just fucking poured it in. And like, I guess they made it room temperature so it wouldn't fucking freeze his asshole. Because I go,
How nice of them.
I know, right? That's like the unsalted butter and
You know,
fucking.
I heard that you can taste something from your butt, like not like taste, but like you will get the same almost sensations in your mouth for putting
It's-
stuff in your ass. I don't put a lot of
It's
stuff
not
in my
that,
ass,
it's like- so-
except for hemorrhoid cream because I
Listening to this
hemorrhoids,
podcast, I would disagree with that statement.
well, acid when I was 16, but it's
If
a
you
one-off.
like, so when I was in college, girls would put fucking like soak
Other
a
men's
tampon.
penis in my ass.
Girls
Sorry.
would, yes. Fucking, they would soak a tampon in Grey Goose and then stick in their cooch, and then you could fucking, they would get fucking hammered, and then you could smell it on their breath like 3 hours later because it still goes into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So you're still like,
I heard. Well, yeah, that makes sense as far as like the smelling the alcohol, but I heard that like you tasting stuff can also happen through your asshole. Like apparently, like soy sauce. I saw some stupid Vice article where they were like, you put soy sauce in your butthole, and like 3 minutes later, you could like almost taste like that umami taste of soy sauce in your mouth.
I feel like somebody just wrote some shit and like.
Yeah.
I mean, like Vice went off the rails to the point
Vice
where I feel like
sucks.
somebody just like wrote some shit now and like, go ahead, try it and tell me I'm wrong.
Vice is the worst fucking site now. Like,
No, I mean it's still fun.
There's
It's
still
fine.
some
I would
good
rather
stuff.
watch.
this is fucking trash.
I would rather watch Fox News than Vice.
Right,
Every
to me,
time I watch
I'd rather
Vice,
watch Vice and Fox.
Yeah,
I
yep,
hate
yep,
Vice. I hate them both. I hate all of them. But
I'm just saying Vice is still fun because it's just like you get to watch somebody just like get out their demons in just
Yeah.
the weirdest ways
That's
possible.
true.
I saw one article
Just
where
go,
it was like,
go ahead and tell me about the people who are eating acid honey off of these cliffs. You know what I mean? Like, tell me about it. Why not?
that was great, yeah, but what you're talking about was 8 years ago. Now it's like, here's how American Pie was a problematic movie, and we had Zoomers watch
Really?
it. We had
Yeah.
2 Zoomers watch it, and here's their thoughts on it, and it's like 2 fucking 18-year-olds
Who could give a
giving
fuck?
a review of American Pie, which it's like it's a shitty fucking stupid
don't-
fucking movie. Like, what do you want out of American Pie?
Right.
They're like, this.
To-
Can you believe that? I was like, it's a fucking stupid movie.
To me now it's backwards engineering. Where did this come from? and it's that guy liked the movie, and he feels shitty now with like his super
Woke standpoint on shit.
woke world view of liking it. So he's like, here, let me destroy that thing. So that backwards engineering thing works with almost all of their articles. It's the same way, like when a news story hits, I will go from like Fox News to CNN to see how it's reported.
Tucker Carlson to Rachel Maddow back and forth.
Yeah. Like I really will.
I don't even
Because it's super interesting to me to see like how far each side takes it, and then you have like the Associated Press that just tells you like what happened. So like I'll watch both sides for a minute and then be like, all right, well, what was the actual story?
Go in the middle.
I don't get that shit. I don't get that type of stuff. I don't get like roasting people for the old tweets, because as far as I'm concerned, it's like, man, let's talk about how shitty World War II was, right? Yeah, we know it was bad. We know like bad things were
I
bad.
feel like he's
but
about
at the
to
time,
support the Nazis at the end of this speech. Keep going.
No.
Let's talk about it. Sure, it was bad, but Hitler had some good points.
Why you think the Nazi nigga connected with him most? It wasn't a
I know,
coincidence.
right?
It was a brethren thing. I reached out to no.
Hey, let's not talk about Romy that way.
It's just pointing out the obvious. Like, yeah, it's bad now, but at the time it was awesome. Like, can we move on?
Yeah.
Like, can we move on? Like, why do we need a 10-minute video on explaining some shit we all know?
I agree.
Hey, this is why this horrible thing was horrible.
Dope.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Sick.
know.
Gotcha.
That shit sucked. Like, yeah.
Like this is why blowjobs are awesome. Yeah, we're all on board
Dude, I don't
already.
even need to
You
watch
don't
them.
have to explain this.
Vice used to be cool because they're like, here's weird shit that you're not going to see anywhere else. Now they're like,
Yeah.
here's the divisive, like the same divisive shit you're going to get everywhere else, because now we've fucking all the money is in it, and for us to have a hard stance on something, and if we don't, then we're fucking going to get less money. And now it was like back in the day, they were just reporting on cool shit. And
Drugs.
it didn't, yeah, drugs were the big one.
Yeah.
Really, and music. And they gave
Yeah,
a fuck
yeah.
about like journalistic integrity. And like if they did have like a political stance to make, they did it genuinely unbiased. And if they did do it biased, like they addressed it later. Now everything is just like fucking like clickbaity. It's the same I just said bakey, I know.
Bakey.
Clickbaity titles that you'll get anywhere else. And it's just turned into the same media outlet. Now I'm just like, God fucking damn it. Like, you were so cool. You
I
guys
don't know.
were so
I like
dope. And now it's like,
because I just thought clickbaity is like, here's why Steve-O is a horrible person and a baked chicken thighs recipe.
They had an article why everybody's seen Idiocracy, right?
Yeah.
With fucking Luke Wilson. Yeah.
So good.
They said that shit was not nearly as funny as everybody thought it was, and
Are
that
they
it's
out of their
elitist porn.
mind?
Yeah, they were like, it's elitist, shitty elitist porn, all this shit.
Me and
Like,
my mom rewatch that movie like once or twice a year and just laugh
Hilarious.
at like it's
Yeah.
the one of it's so on
hilarious.
point. Fucking the guy that made
Mike Judge.
Yeah, Mike Judge. Mike Judge just did one of the best jobs ever of just like on the same level of Matt Stone and Trey Parker of social commentary and satire of just like
Before too
Yeah.
long, that's a documentary, not a comedy.
Right, exactly. Like Dak Shepard in his apartment with like the porn and like not wanting to get up and like
Sucking
going to
cheese.
the door.
sucking cheese whiz and fucking
Like that
I was
is
watching
the
Out My
future.
Balls.
What are you talking about?
You haven't seen Idiocracy?
I haven't seen it in a long time. Oh,
Yeah, it's like
okay,
the first
yeah.
time. Dak Shepard is on screen. He's like in his future
I didn't know
apartment
that,
in a
yeah.
chair. Yeah, watching.
That's
porn.
And he
hilarious.
turns out to be the lawyer in the end of it,
Yeah.
and then he starts like talking about how the guy that he's defending he's like, yeah, and then he went in there talking all faggy, and, and then they're like, yeah, I fucking hate this guy.
and he broke my house.
Bro, fucking when they're getting ready to like get sent into the future or whatever, and the scientist walks back in, and he's like. They're strapping everybody in and shit. And he's like, "All right, my niggas. Any other question?" That shit made me laugh so fucking
Yeah,
hard.
it's funny.
The photo montage that he does on like explaining shit.
Where he's
that-
talking about, he's like, the love that you'll experience from a pimp is very different from the love of a square. And then
Yeah.
they're like, can we fast forward through this? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And then he just keeps like scrolling past, like he's done a whole photocop, like he's gonna go on for an hour of fucking.
Also, big shout out to the St. Louis woman who named her child Upgrade.
That's very
Spelled
yeah.
exactly like it was
Really?
in the movie. Yes.
strong.
Oh my god,
That's a strong move.
that lady's an idiot, but I love her. I'm sorry about your child.
She's my hero.
I ain't gonna adopt your kid and give him a better life, but I hope somebody does.
Yo, so I was trying to debate something the other day.
Let's hear
Actually,
it.
it came to today because I went and bought a desk from Micro Center like 2 weeks ago, and then today I went to the BMV over in Seven Hills, and I was trying to find which place has more unfuckable employees, the sweaty undesirables of Micro Center, or the ladies at the BMV built like a what the fucksagon. Because Neither one was neither was it was.
I've been to the BMV a few times, and there's been some honeys behind that desk.
No,
man.
there hasn't.
Yes,
Do you know
there has.
how-
The
Wait,
one
hold
on
on,
Cole
honeys?
Rain specifically.
Talking about the Seven Hills BMV specifically is what he's talking
Oh,
about.
I've seen some honeys back there,
We'll
man.
go-
I will not
Sure.
comment on this as one of my friends
Works
from
there?
middle school works at the 7.
How unfuckable is she, dog?
No, she's
Dog.
actually pretty cute.
So, but
all
I
right.
mean, look. So, but you could be.
But I think she only works 3
You
days
could
a
be an
week, so.
extremely frumpy, very average-looking girl and go work at the BMV and be the hottest girl at the BMV. So if
That's
you,
like
You
that-
know what?
that
You're
episode
right.
of
That's
South-
that might be the misdirection there in the room. That my dick's just finding like, all right, that's the hottest one.
That's like that episode of Family Guy where Meg starts working for TSA.
I've never seen it, but
Who's
don't-
working for TSA?
nobody
Meg.
watches Family Guy anymore.
No,
Sorry.
no.
Family Guy's still hilarious.
No, tell the
Anyway.
joke.
I gave up on that show.
When she starts working for TSA, she's like the hot chick,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
and the whole series is built around like her
being ugly as fuck.
terrible. And they're like, "Oh, you're the hottest girl that's ever worked for the TSA."
my dad has a
What
friend-
was your determination though with that? Was it the Micro Center?
It's equal ends of the spectrum, just opposite genders. Because
Yeah, I was gonna-
don't know niggas work at the fucking DMV. It's all fat women. It's
and
just
there's
what it
no
is.
chicks
Like,
at Micro Center.
You just gotta
yeah,
pick
there's
like
not it.
or no
fat-
person that you would meet and realize was a female that works at Micro Center.
And if there is a girl that works at Micro Center, I fear her level of kinky. Because
Dog. I
she's
know a
gotta
girl-
be into some crazy shit to work.
I
do
know a
not.
girl that worked there that was behind the register. She was like the only one, and she was hot. But I knew something about her where I was just like, I also know why. Like nobody's gonna try to fuck you.
What did you know about her?
It was an STD thing.
Oh, God.
She's like one of the
vagina-
ones that don't go away.
She had
Curable
vagina
or
dentata.
incurable?
Incurable.
She actually had teeth in her vagina.
Yeah, it was the Teeth, the movie.
She
and
was an
shit.
actual version of vagina dentata. Yes.
Yeah, she was hot as fuck. I don't want to give away too many details, but it was
You're-
like, how do you work here with these incels? And it was like, oh, because they know that their dick will melt
I feel
off.
like I keep connecting with like whoever sits in this chair during podcasts. Like I just have like a
I knew you would like Tiff. I
So
figured.
you're obviously a huge Bengals fan since you have a Bengals podcast,
Yep,
correct?
yep.
All right. My buddy's a huge Vikings fan, right?
so is T-Bone.
So I came up with a series of questions to determine how big of a fan he was. Because he's always told me that he likes that team more than he likes most people, and he would rather go to a game than hang out with any of them. So
That's a
would you
reason.
rather get a really, really bad version of COVID if it promised that the Bengals would win the Super Bowl this year? Would you accept that? No treatment. You're not allowed. You just got to roll the dice. Would you accept that?
in your current health state.
Well, I'm gonna say yeah. We've all learned by this point. I do not have any value left on staying alive. Like that's
Okay.
not a.
Well, that's fair. What if it was?
I'm saying it's kind of undermining your point, but yeah, yes, I would.
What if you got a really, really, really particularly nasty case of gonorrhea for the remainder of the season?
That's
but
curable.
They go
Give
on,
him, give him
but-
herpes.
Let him
No,
fill it
no,
out.
no. It's got to be curable, but you don't get any treatments. You just have drip dick until
Oh.
fuck it just spicy drip dick
Until the season's over?
until the Super Bowl.
Dog. Oh, okay. That's a
un-
good one. That's a good
No,
one
I
because
would,
you have
I
to
would
live
definitely
with
go
that.
Yeah, because well, I mean, just like my tactile issues would make that where, like, I would be out of my goddamn mind.
But your team would win.
Just constantly
but I don't
pulling
care that
that
much.
string.
All right, yeah, he said he would do it.
Hole.
Like,
This is
see,
well, he said he'd do it for
football's
the
like
Vikings.
my third favorite. Like, I'm a combat sports guy first.
Okay, that's fair.
That's fact.
So like, Luke's been here where I'm like, no. He's like, are you going back to watch the prelims that happened this morning? Yes, I am. That's what's
Yeah,
happening.
we finished the main card and everything, and he's like going back to the fights on Bellator that we missed because we were watching UFC prior.
Yeah,
I need to go back into watching UFC with you guys, but only because I watched one Bengals game over here, and I've been following the Bengals season, and they're crushing it, and
Dude,
I'm
he got
excited. I'm
super into
excited
it.
for the first
Yeah,
time.
they're good, man.
I used to love football because like when I first got into it, it was that season where the Bengals made it to the playoffs and then fucking got stuffed by the Steelers right at the end, and they had such a good ass season, and I got the same level of hype then, and then I hate watching a shit show, and I'm not gonna root for anybody that's not my city because I'm like weirdly into Cincinnati, so I'm
weird.
like. Yeah, it's
UC's number
weird.
2 in the country right now too.
I'm just not
That
gonna
shit-
watch my city get butt fucked over and over again. And then now the Bengals are what are they 4-2 and they're crushing it. And even when they lose, they're losing by like 2 points.
Yeah.
And like they're looking great the whole fucking time. And I'm like, now I could be back into football. I'm like, and if I can get that level of hyped about football, I used to like fighting a lot more. So I think I could get back into fighting if I could just like
I would
force
say
myself
come,
to watch it.
Come watch it with me. Just know you're going to be involuntarily educated about what is happening.
I
It's-
love that.
It's
I
really
enjoy
great,
that.
though.
Yeah,
It's
no.
really great.
How often do I say something and then 40 seconds later, one of the announcers says the exact same thing I said.
It's
How
very
hyped was
often.
I getting during the fucking
No,
game?
I was very surprised. Cody was sitting here watching football, and he was like, "Oh shit, yeah!" I was like,
I get
I
into
expect
it.
him to be like, "Oh, this is fucking lame."
Dude, football brings people to life somehow, and I don't get it because I'm not into it. My grandma is on her deathbed. She wants to die. She hates it. But, bro, she watches Notre Dame get that ball and run it into that zone, bro. She comes back to life.
She takes the gun out of her mouth.
She's like, go! You just watch her, like, clap, like... the play is
Little
over.
arthritic fingers
It's
about to
over.
snap
yeah,
off.
She's
Yeah,
like,
like,
half dose, doc, half dose. Wait till after the game.
like, as soon as she's done clapping, all her fingers are broken.
Jumps the fuck up like Grandpa from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah, and it's
Hops the fuck up during a touchdown.
It's like
I've been in
10
bed for
minutes
20
after the
years.
play is over and they've long scored or they lost possession. She's still clapping it's
Also,
it's
what a
ridiculous.
utter piece of shit as far as like people in literature. How big of a piece of shit is that grandpa from Charlie?
Just a garbage ass nigga. He's just fucking.
I've been in bed for 20 years. I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
contribute. We're all eating like fucking toothpaste and shit, but
We've done this before. Luke had
All
the
right, well,
greatest
fine.
rant of all. No, Luke had the best rant that's ever been about the fucking thing. I think it was when you did your solo episode.
That motherfucker lived through polio, and then wants to get up talking about, "Oh, you got the ticket."
Do you remember your rant? I know you're disconnected from it now, so it might be like loose but do you remember what it was?
I don't, but it was along
Whatever
the
it
same
was,
lines.
it was quality.
Thank you. Thank
Sorry.
you. Check out the solo episode with just me.
yeah.
I still gotta listen to that one, man. I haven't gotten around to it.
It was a long time
It was a
ago.
while ago.
It was-
I will say, I think he's gonna get away with. He can get away with a lot in life just by voice alone. Like he's like, yeah, I gotta listen to that. I ain't listened to it yet. And that sounded like, oh, my bad, man. I shouldn't have even mentioned that. Like, you just
Tell that
sounded
to my girl because that shit don't work with her.
Well, I'm sure it
Can we get
wears
into the
off.
Italian side of your girl that you was telling me about?
But yeah. Italian people, Italian women will stab you. 100%. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
How many
Fuck around.
almost you got stab moments do you have
She
with
beat
your
me
girl?
with a hairbrush recently. Like,
Tell that story right now.
Hold
I
on,
mean-
wait.
And you're still in on this?
No,
Oh, yeah,
hold
we're
on.
good.
I
I like to
read
live
facial
dangerously.
expressions really well. I read facial expressions better than almost anyone alive. When he said that, he wasn't mad about it.
No.
He kind of liked it.
Also,
could
look
be
at him.
worse.
He's bigger than you, dude. Like he doesn't. It's not like he's gonna get beat up like
well,
for
no,
real
but
if he
I'm saying
doesn't
when
want
he
to.
said it,
He's where he wants
his
to be.
facial expression was like,
I'm in.
she beat me with a hairbrush, bro.
It
And
didn't
then I
tickle.
came. Tell
But
that
yeah.
story though. What happened? What'd you do?
Did you lock her in a bedroom and
I
burn
had
pictures?
No, I had my hair braided at the time, and fucking I was spraying water on it before I put a do-rag on it because that's how you keep it like down and kept and shit.
Oh,
And
I
so
understand. As a,
I was fucking spraying it.
God,
and
you two are so fucking white.
I don't remember.
No,
what,
I actually do. Yeah.
yeah, I'm
I know,
black.
but you
No, I
guys
get
just,
it.
The,
I don't remember
the
what she
soft
was
nod
doing.
Was
but she was like fucking up near me or some shit, and I was like spraying it, trying to get this shit on, and I was like, "Yo, leave me alone. I'm trying to do something." She was like, "So," and I was like, "Okay, whatever." So I just sprayed her in the face with it, like just real quick, just, like a bad
Like
cat.
a cat?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So she just hit me with a
Then I
fucking
hit her with a
hairbrush.
newspaper on the
Yeah,
tip
it's
of the
terrible.
nose.
Yeah, but you know, it happens. But yeah, Italian chicks will fucking stab you 100%.
So she stabbed you.
No, not yet.
All right,
But
well, you can't
Has she
confirm.
pulled knives out on
No.
you? Has she pulled kitchen knives in the
No,
middle of
no.
those? You know those like really fucked up arguments that like you can't talk about, but like you've had them before, where they're like, I've never talked about. Like you know the ones
We've
where
all had those.
you're screaming horrible shit about
Probably
her
not the
mom and
same
fucking.
ones.
so did she ever pull a knife? Not
You're
a
bringing-
sharp one. Like,
You're bringing up her dead brother, and she's got a fucking knife, and you're threatening to kill yourself. And
all right. Well, hold on. Look, let me put it this way for you. Where you're like, he can't confirm. How hard do you think it would be to get Sarah to stab you?
oh man, what would you have to
What,
do?
like you
she-
asking her to stab me? I'd
No.
be like,
Like
you
if
probably
you
whisper
just,
it to
No,
her.
I'm saying if you just did something off,
Putting for her to stab me?
like if she wasn't high.
Oh, okay.
How hard do you think would it be if you just said the wrong shit for her to go from her normal self to stabbing you?
I don't know, actually.
And she's a really, really chill Italian.
Yeah.
I think that
But
it's
do you
not
think
that
it-
far off.
I'm saying,
I
do you think it's outside of the realm of possibility that she would stab somebody?
Well,
No.
she stabbed herself to stay quiet.
You're getting the point I'm making
Yeah,
to you.
yeah.
With the information you have.
Yeah.
just answer the question.
Yeah, I don't think it would take much, but I
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't have to have been stabbed to know that
Yeah, they'll
This
stab
person
you.
will
I
stab
fucking
you.
promise
On the
you. I promise you they'll stab you.
What's the
Just like-
wildest that shit ever got?
Well, now she's never like beat me or nothing. Fucking
Just hair
never pulled
brushes.
knives, nothing like that. You know, hairbrushes, fucking throwing shit at me, whatever. It
pans.
happens.
Kill my dog.
But Italian chicks will stab you. Light skinned chicks will burn your fucking house down.
And Puerto
I
Rican.
promise
Where does
you.
that come from?
I just have seen light skinned chicks act crazy as fuck outside of dudes' houses before, and if they had a lighter, I can't promise that
I've
house
had
would still be
things with
standing.
light skinned girls that haven't like done crazy shit.
Wait, you say you,
Hold on,
you
were they light skinned, or were they dark?
Dark skinned,
Were
as
they
Jerome
dark
would
white?
say. Or
dark, dark
dark
white.
white.
I couldn't even say it. It made me.
God
Shout-
damn.
That
Shout
shit
out
is
to
very
Romy.
funny.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before. That's fucking hilarious.
You got to listen to that Patreon. Anybody that hasn't heard it yet, listen to the fucking Romy Patreon.
It's a fact.
I named it a clickbait title, but it's not at all. It's the clickbait title
it's-
for once is legit.
Why you always find the wildest niggas to have on your podcast? Every black dude that comes on here, Zerline, fucking, I got crazy ass stories. Fucking Romy, what the fuck? Bro?
I miss Z.
Oh, they've met my buddy Josh Ritchie, who was supposed to be on.
I
And
only
I just showed him text from Josh. Like,
That guy blew my mind.
I want him on so bad, but he won't. He doesn't want to be on like a mic. He's like, oh, I can't be funny. When
Josh
I'm trying to be
Ritchie?
funny. Yeah.
he's so funny. Just through text messages
Right.
when I was talking to him.
Like I just showed you text messaging from during this podcast.
Yeah.
He'll just randomly send me like a banana and then a squirt emoji. And he was like, oh, sorry, that's from my ex elementary school principal. He's 83 now.
To answer your question, I don't understand why any black person fucks with me at all, or any person of color. Because I say like retarded shit on the podcast that I'm sure other people can misconstrue as racist, and I'm just like, I don't know. I'm trying to be funny.
I don't think you have. If you have, I definitely would have said something to you after the show.
I guess I just get worried about dumb shit that I say, so I'm just like, I just feel like I don't know, just try to associate with people that are funny and cool, but
Nobody says worse racist shit to black people than other black people, dude. I was making fun of a dark skinned kid today and told him I couldn't tell where his fucking hair and shirt started. Like, it is what it is.
Romy didn't say it during the podcast, but Romy, I've watched him tell somebody, he was like, oh, you're blue black.
Well, that's dark as fuck. Like,
And I went,
purple black.
yeah.
I went,
Yeah.
what?
Super
He
dark,
went-
yeah.
You look like Barney.
He was like,
I've heard that before.
he was
Yeah,
like,
I've heard that shit too. I think I told you last time.
he
I-
said this to a dude's face, and this is Romy didn't know the guy at the time. I know the guy. He's from Bond Hill, and a rather rowdy group of friends.
Yeah.
And the
an
guy said
uppity
something.
Negro.
God damn.
Other direction.
An uppity white guy?
No, like the kind of hood that like hood people are like, nah.
Okay.
Like that's the other side. And Jerome was just like, Romy was like, oh, you blue black, and I was like, whoa, not the person to be doing this with.
You're like, we're about to get shot.
And that dude looked at me and he was like, you better check your house N-word.
Oh no. Oh
And I
no.
was like, hey, Romy, man, like just
And then you did it? Like what?
when I say this is, he's in jail for attempted murder.
All right.
The guy I'm talking about in the other part of this story. He's in jail for attempted murder because he set his stepdad on fire.
Richard Pryor to. God damn.
His stepdad hit his mom, so he walked in while his stepdad was asleep, put lighter fluid all over the bed, lit it on fire, and filmed it.
Like natural born killer style.
That's sick, though.
He did him like the first episode of Oz. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then he
absolutely.
stuffed a guy into the trunk of a car that he stole. He stole a guy's car, took the guy who he stole the car from, he stuffed him in the trunk, drove to Michigan, and fired 2 shots in the trunk before they left.
All right.
What a savory individual.
So when I say
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
not uppity,
No.
like the one where they're like, hey, like the guys are like, hey, you probably shouldn't fuck with this dude, when they're like, that motherfucker over there crazy.
To be fair, was he
that's
blue
McGee.
black? Like, did he look like the
he-
fucking sound
yeah,
deafening?
yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
To be fair, was he, though?
Yeah. Was he?
Like, you can ask that question. I can't
That's
offer
like-
that information.
Like 5 years ago, fucking when the Panthers were playing, I think it was the fucking Patriots in the Super Bowl. They fucking got scored. Panthers got scored on, and I was like, man, fuck. And Steve was like, what's wrong? And I was like, man, they gotta win. And he's like, why? And I was like, because if they don't, tomorrow on the news, white people are gonna call Cam Newton a nigger. And Steve's like, well, hear me out.
Oh fuck, dude. I want to get into stuff about your. Can we talk about your brother? Because
let's do it. What's
we
up?
never talked about it. I don't know. You just I can't remember it directly because we got so drunk after the last time that you came on. You told me stories. I remember being like, God damn, I didn't even know this about your brother. Did we ever talk?
Yeah, man.
Can you set up your brother for the listeners?
He grew up around here with me. He was 2 years older than me. He was like 2 inches taller than me and 2 inches shorter than me. I'm 6'6", so that's relevant.
Oh, you just said 2 inches taller than me and 2 inches shorter than me.
He's 2 inches older than me and 2
2
inches
inches
taller
older than you?
Eat a dick, Lloyd.
I'm saying these are sentences that you said.
Fucking yeah.
You're
so,
not drinking.
No, it's true.
I am.
I'm just
and
half
those
retarded.
sentences didn't make any sense to me. So
He
I
was
just
2
clear.
inches taller than me and 2 years older, and he was always like super into music and shit. But he's
So
also
he's still 2 inches older.
2 years. God damn it! I don't know. Fuck.
Let him tell the story. What are you doing?
I was trying to figure out what the fuck he was saying.
You knew what he was saying.
This is just perpetuating the rumor that Steve started that I can't read. There's a whole fucking Facebook page about it and shit. It's bullshit. But yeah, so he was always a little taller than me, 2 years older, always super into music, unfortunately always super into heroin after like age 18. So he ended up dying from that out in California. But when he lived out there, he went to audio production school. So I was telling them some stories. He was a audio engineer on a porn podcast. So like,
What podcast was it?
I don't fucking remember. I have no
Dave's old
idea.
movies.
But he would like
Dave's Old Porn.
tell me all kinds of fucking crazy stories about different porn stars he met and shit.
Did you ever meet Sarah J?
I don't
Or
know.
Jana Michaels?
I don't think nobody
I used to
met
beat dick so hard to those bitches.
all the dick. Fucking
Oh my god, I almost pulled my dick off my body to the old Sarah J videos when I was a kid. Oh my god, she was so fucking hot. Now she's a disaster to look at. Keep going though.
he said he met Asa Akira and fucking the question was, has your career ever like caused any health problems or problems with your family and shit? And she said that she got blood work done and she had higher testosterone levels than most males, and the only thing the doctor could guess it was from was swallowing so many loads.
just getting loads
Just
busted
fucking-
in her.
I mean,
And
hold on, that doctor needs to be fired because that's not how any of that works. But all right, go ahead.
Asa
mean, this
Akira
is-
though is great. She used to be on the DVD ASA podcast, which was David Cho and Asa
DVDA.
Akira. No, so DVD-A is double vag, double anal. They named it that because DVD David and then ASA is Asa. They double vag, double anal sensitive artist was
Right.
the name of the podcast, and then she would tell it's all off the internet now, but they literally went the darkest and the hardest on any fucking subjects that you could ever tell, and Asa would just be down for it the whole time. She
Bitch is an animal, bro.
she's
yeah.
an animal and she's about it. I'm
listened
sorry
to a
to
bunch of
interrupt,
those.
but keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, he met fucking what's it, Adriana Chechik when she was super young.
Yeah.
Like when she was like 19 and first got into the industry, and they called her the Butterface Boner Hound. I found out like a couple months ago that bitch has the same birthday as me, same day and everything, and I was like, well, what does that say about me?
And then he immediately slid into her DM.
100%.
Hey, we got the same birthday.
Hey, I'm a
dude.
Pisces. You're a Pisces.
because
What
you know
do
I'm into
say
goofy face
I,
bitches with giant rosebud assholes, but
Yeah,
you know,
he's gonna triple
my
team her
thing.
with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
trying to DP her. Yeah, I fucking heard about that.
But what
shit,
if we
too.
fuck her with strap on?
with fake dicks? Yeah. Listen, I see no issue.
I don't see
I'd
the
allow
issue.
it, and I'd watch that. I'm not gonna pay.
I'll
I
be
mean,
a dick
I
to it.
will if it's on
You
the
would
live
pay.
show. I'm paying, dude.
Yeah, pay. Well, how much?
I love.
It's $10 for
Yeah.
a live show.
$9-10, yeah.
Yeah,
Their
okay.
live shows are fucking worth
They're
it.
pretty
Fantastic.
goddamn gnarly, bro. Yeah.
yeah.
That shit makes me laugh those two Indian dudes, one big ass Indian dude holding a little ass Indian dude, and he's like cradling him like this and shit. And then they turn the camera around, and he's just fucking elbow deep up into this nigga's
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
Oh my god, that shit that caught me so off guard, made me laugh so goddamn hard, dude. And then them rubbing prolapses together, that shit.
It goes so fucking hard.
So he would also send me fucking all the gnarliest videos he could find, like from the podcast and shit. And he was like, "Oh my god, this one's called Bung Fu," and it was just like a dude
I
lubed
hate
up
that
to
I
his
know exactly what video.
he's lubed up to his fucking elbows, and he's just fucking punching into this bitch's asshole while she's fucking like hands and knees looking back on a fucking dude.
Lloyd has this tabbed in his favorites.
Also, same girl that if you've ever seen that still image of a girl with like milk and Fruit Loops in her butt.
Same,
Oh, yeah,
same
I've
girl.
Same girl.
Oh yeah, they fucking
With the speculum
they put the
inside?
speculum in and put the Fruit Loops in
Same
there,
girl
and
from
then
that
fuck,
video.
yeah, and then the one chick eats them out, and then they can't get them all out, so the dude plunges them out with his dick. That shit is hilarious, dude. I love fucked up videos
So
like that.
you've seen the Fruit Loop video?
Oh, 1,000,000%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they took Butterbutt off the internet. Did you guys ever see that before it went?
I don't think so.
They put this dude put a
This
fucking
guy.
giant stick of butter into this bitch's head. He soaked his hand in country crock.
We used
and
to
then-
play this on the podcast.
I think it.
It's a different thing, but we had to censor it all the time. Yeah, so do you remember when he would cram butter in the girl's asshole and then fuck her on top of the butter, and then the butter would be like curling up, like you know when you
Yeah.
run a
Yeah, I
chocolate
remember.
bar over your teeth and it kind of curls or whatever.
Yeah, I
or like
remember
if you're
now.
doing machining or woodwork, the same thing, but with butter coming out of her asshole with every stroke. It was like, what the fuck?
He puts her in. He puts that shit in. He soaks his hand in country crock. He puts a fucking stick of butter in her ass, and then he sticks like up into his wrist, into her ass, and then carries this bitch around like a briefcase. It's fucking hilarious, dude. I can't find that anywhere now. I think they took it down.
Let's stop right there. If that's not teaser enough to fucking buy the Patreon, nothing will be. We're gonna keep talking this crazy porn weirdo shit. We're at an hour. If you want to keep hearing this conversation, you want to hear all of our other fucked up, even more fucked up, crazy content. I swear to God, it's there. I'm not clickbaiting you. I'm not trying to fucking whore myself too hard. www.patreon.com/thebastardsermon. There's a bonus episode every week. We're doing other podcasts, Huckers Fuckers, the fucking movie review podcast, which we need to do another one of soon. Bastard LLC is on there. There's you get an episode early. It usually comes out on Sunday. It comes out on Saturdays. I mean, usually close to the morning or afternoon time. So you can listen to that. You get the bonus episode and like 50 plus hours and growing of content. Go and check that out if you want to hear the rest of this interview as well as fucking many others, and especially for the last week's fucking Romy Patreon, possibly
You have
the
to
most
listen.
insane fucking content we've ever recorded. Don't
You
want to
have
fucking
to.
I was like, my mom signed up as a Patreon subscriber because
That
she knows
week.
Romy.
Yeah, we've got Lloyd's whole extended family supporting the Patreon.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that buys the Patreon. Thanks for everybody that listens for free. This episode, as all episodes, is sponsored by the amazing, the talented, the incredible, and the long dick wizard, Anthony Tank Mansfield. He runs the Kneel to No Run. Oh my God, did I just turn Asian? The Kneel to No One brand. It's go and check him out on Instagram at Kneel to No One. He's got glassware for all your beer drinking needs, stickers, t-shirts, fucking enamel pins, and custom art. Also, go and check his podcast out, What You Into. It's all about hobbies and collections. I've done a couple. Lloyd's been there for one. They need to do a UFC one. Luke has done one that I loved about Gundams. I think it was the second ever episode. It was fucking phenomenal. Go and check that podcast out. Love that dude. Thanks for supporting us, Tank.
All right, I'm going to shout something out whether Cody likes it or not. If you want to know whether or not the Patreon's worth listening to, hit up Cody on some form of social media and have him send you the link to the most recent.
I'll give it to
Patreon.
you for free. I've been giving a couple people that wouldn't normally listen for free just the Google link to the Romy episode, just to like kind of be like, hey man, I normally wouldn't ask people to listen to this, and I normally wouldn't give away paid content for free. This is one that like just a couple select people, I was like, here, take it. Just, and everybody is fucking, even the gnarliest people have reacted with God fucking damn. Like
So
this
if you're unsure whether or not you want to listen to our Patreon content, hit Cody up, and if he deems it worthwhile, he'll send you that link.
I'll give you the sample, dog. I mean, it's
'Cause
worth it. I don't normally
it
give
was
away
so
Patreon
much fun.
content, but I'll give you away the Romy Patreon just because, like, that's just a little taster, a little Italian fingers taste of what we have on the Patreon, and I think it's a good representation of what we do in general. All right, Luke, keep it going.
We're also sponsored by Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop doesn't fuck around when it comes to the smoking products.
Not at all.
I don't know about you guys, but I love to fucking smoke some flour, some Delta 10 flour, you know, some Delta 8 flour. I love that shit. I fuck around with it. And recently they've got a brand new nectar collector kit. They've got a bunch of sweet high-edge recharges for your disposable pens. They've got some great new grinders in their inventory now. But go ahead and check out Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. They don't fuck around with their prices. They're really cheap but affordable, but also dependable. You get a big bang for your buck.
They sell whippets
absolutely.
there.
Do they really?
Oh yeah, they do.
That's
Oh,
for whipped
sick.
cream, dog. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's for
of
whipped
course.
cream. So anyways, if you want to go and get some whipped cream or some Delta 10 or some Kratom, they've got that too. Head on over to Scarlet Vape and Smoke Shop. Let them know you're a bastard, and they'll give you 15% off your next order. And you can find them at one of two locations. 937 Monmouth Street, Newport, Kentucky, 41071. And you can find the other one at 11424 Montgomery Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45249.
They're fucking awesome. They
Give 'em
pay us
some
on time
business.
every week, and they're quality sponsors. Love those guys. Couple quick shout outs, not paid, just people that we love. This one isn't even like we've been plugging this for forever, but like just congratulations to Blake Hammond for selling out both of the shows.
Yeah.
I'm so
Good
happy
shit.
for him. Super. I would plug the one that he's doing in a couple days from now, but this podcast won't be out by the time that you hear it. But he is going to test run a set over at Go Bananas. I won't be able to make that, but I hope you guys bought tickets to the late show or even the earlier show that sold out before that, so you can join the bastards if you see us. Link up, hang out. We'll talk to you. We'll fuck around with you guys if you showed up because we fucking told you to come. I mean, I'm so proud of Blake Hammond for selling that shit out. Like, not only having a taping, but also selling it out. I know that's a hard task, especially in this city, to get accomplished, and he did it. And that dude is going to be famous one day, and
Facts.
I'm happy to be able to like be one of the people that had that motherfucker on a podcast or like supported him in the early days. And also, not to discount his co-host on Just the Clip, Jeremy Johnson, equally fucking hilarious. Thanks for listening to my drunk fucking cocaine message the other night, Jeremy. Sorry for going too deep on you, but I meant every word. I love you, brother. You're fucking hilarious. Go and check out Jeremy Johnson if you ever see him anywhere. Lee Kimbrell, books Go Bananas, always doing funny shit at Go Bananas. Go down to the hub. It's a fucking great time. I haven't been down there, but I just talking to that dude, I know it's a fucking great time. Lloyd could vouch for it.
I've been down there for the hub, Mike. It's always fucking fun. It's everything from the craziest person doing their first set to some of the most polished comics you've ever seen doing a set there. It's such a fun range of what comedy can be.
Yep.
And Lee's such a capable and sweetheart of a person that like it's curated so well of how like that show balances. The hub, Mike, is fantastic.
Go and check it out. Absolutely.
Also, check out Fuck You,
Fuck You
Like
Like
the
the
Bengals,
Bengals.
because
I was trying to
wanna-
harmonize, but I did it terribly.
I don't want to get stabbed by Alex if I don't mention it. And but yeah, we the last couple episodes have actually like been real fun.
I bet you guys
Yeah,
are winning
dude.
now. It's fucking awesome. I'm so proud of the Bengals for once. Like, I'm not a fan of football, but like I'll be the fair weather fan all day and night because it's fun to watch like my team win when they're winning. I don't want to watch them get butt fucked when they're losing, but like I bet it's making for better content. Like I can't imagine how hard it is to write roast jokes when the motherfuckers are just losing and you're still on their side. And you're like, fuck you, we still like the Bengals.
Well, like this past week, we wrote roast jokes about the Lions, and who could give a shit? The Lions haven't won a game all year, but Alex still came up with some quality shit. I'm not gonna say but he had one about Penei Sewell, who everyone wanted the Bengals to draft as a lineman. He said he looks and plays like Gay Maliuga. Solid joke. But yeah, I mean, things like that. We just roast people. It's fun, but check it out.
Their
Go and
coach
check it out.
fucking cried when they lost, a little piss
No.
out bitch.
He all right, so one, their coach is a shit show. Not only did he cry, he asked the team owners to buy them a real lion to keep at the facility.
No way.
And then when asked about it in an interview, he was like, I'm dead serious. The week before that, he
A
gave up.
human lie detector would. Was he serious?
Oh, yeah.
He meant it?
Oh, he means it. Also, let me finish this list. The week before that, he gave up his daughter's engagement. Like, it was supposed to be like a secret that she was getting engaged, and he just, in a press conference, mentioned it. At the beginning of the season, he said, this is a new team going a new direction. We're going to bite off kneecaps. While researching things for the podcast, I realized that he also had a unbelievable amount of concussions when he played. And it's very Detroit
That makes
Lions to
sense.
hire a guy who has had so many concussions to be the head coach.
Yeah, it's like, us just fucking hiring criminals to be our fucking football team.
Hey, Chad Ochocinco.
Yeah.
He wasn't even a criminal at the time.
He got there.
I was like, you could have went with Pac-Man Jones. You could have went with
Pac-Man is who I was thinking of,
Spikes.
actually. Yeah. That's,
Smacking bitches outside the nightclub downtown.
I was there for one of those.
Really?
that's the Tom Segura story, right?
was that
About
Plexico
Pac-Man,
Burrs?
where he met him.
No, Plexico shot himself.
Oh, he shot himself in the leg in a club. That's right, yeah.
I was down at Poison's when one of Pac-Man Jones' buddies just pulled a gun out and started shooting into the fucking sky because there was about to be a fight.
Please tell me you talk about that on Fuck You, We Like the Bengals.
I think it's come up like once, yeah. But I was
Talk
like,
about
I
it
was
again.
standing in the back of the bar, and all of a sudden you just hear, poof, 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 and I'm like, God damn, I know Pac-Man's here.
That's his mating call, is just shooting a gun into the air.
Yeah, it's like the Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia.
mating
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Pac-Man's
A
security.
little bit of boot scoot and buggy.
Because most of the shit Pac-Man did, it wasn't even him. It was just his friends that are now his security. But whatever.
Hell yeah.
Before we close this up, support all the shit.
I had one more,
anyway,
too.
Okay.
Are you going Clint?
Yes.
I was going to also.
I want to congratulate my cousin Clint and Sydney Orion on their marriage.
Congratulations,
and their new
Clint.
union. Yeah, man. I'm super happy for you. I'm excited for the both of you.
Sorry I hit you up in the middle of the night, Clint, but I meant every word. I appreciate all the support that you've given us and consistently been sticking with our show since the very beginning.
Since
and
my
still,
whole life.
You're fucking cool as shit. Thanks for buying art from me. Thanks for buying art from Pat. Thanks for buying art from, Mansfield.
Everybody.
He's literally supported everybody that we've ever said to support on the show. He lives in Columbus, which is so much fucking farther
He'll be
than most
moving
of the people that listen.
to Sarasota, Florida in a couple months.
Oh, that's so
Also,
sad.
if you want to talk to him in person, or T-Bone, or a whole bunch of other people that have been on the Discord.
Yeah, go to Discord. What's
We
the
need to
Discord link? Hit up Luke for that or Lloyd. They both got the Discord link. They'll send it to you. And seriously, Clint, congratulations.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hit you up drunk in the middle of the night, but God damn it if I didn't mean it. I'm fucking super happy for you, brother.
Congratulations on living out the Midwestern white man's dream and moving to Florida. Very happy
Get
for
married.
you, buddy.
One more before we're done.
Hey, his wife's black, if that helps.
Hey, jungle fever is just a treatable condition. You can't fucking cure it, bro.
Sure you can. Move to Arizona.
All right, one more, and this is also a little teaser for something upcoming. I've been forgetting to shout this out, but Dark Mountain Cold, our old podcast co-host, the one that Lloyd replaced, Patrick Seta, he's always doing cool commissions. Go and check him out at Dark Mountain Cold, and through a fucking, if you've never been to I'm sure you have, but the Bastard Sermon Facebook group on Facebook, where a lot of our shit, it's basically a meme page against my will. Like, I'm being like hostage into it being a meme page, but I'm like, there's 2,000 people there, so I can't shut it down. I hate this, but like, whatever. But through that, Pat agreed to do the show again, and I'm very excited to see what kind of weird tension between him and Luke pops up, if any. But
Wait, when is he doing that shit?
I gotta look at my calendar. Actually, yeah, that's a great point, because then I can fucking actually tell the people when it'll be out. So he's booked to do it at the end of November, which means that it'll come out in the very first weeks of December. So look for it around December 4th, Patreon listeners and free show listeners, if you just want the free part of that, which we're not going to get into the butter slap boxing fight that we'll get into on the Patreon. Fucking Sunday the 7th of December. Go and check that shit out. I can't wait. All right, Dark Mountain Cold. We get all the plugs out? Is that everybody? Have we fucking thoroughly? Tiff, do you have anything you want to plug?
Nah,
Anybody
man.
want to shout out at all?
I live a simple life. It's fine.
Go to Go Bananas. They're back open.
Yeah, dude. Support local comedy.
Fuck yeah. We'll get back on the Patreon. Let's take a break.